GAQA Monday. Yep, that's right. You heard it. It's GAQA Monday because tomorrow is Rachel's going to the water park Tuesday. It's going to be 97 degrees with a heat index of 105. I will say it again. I'm going to the water park tomorrow. I am so excited for this trip. It has been planned for several weeks now, and my neighbors are going with us, and they've never been to Schlitterbahn, so I'm super excited for them to be able to enjoy it as well. My mom and the girls are going, and we are just going to have an absolute blast. Not to mention, I get to ride the world's tallest water slide tomorrow. I'm super stoked about that. It's 17 stories high. While I absolutely hate heights, I hate them, I love the thrill of a good drop, and this ride does that. It's almost a 90-degree angle, and it drops you at like 67 miles an hour. I'm so excited. I also love Schlitterbahn because it is super kid-friendly. My girls can ride almost every other water slide in the park with the exception of the big one. They have these super awesome like kid tubes that you can sit in, like the kids can sit in front of you, and they've got a seat, and so they get to feel kind of independent. They get to kind of do their own thing and still be with you, and they're still safe. Once you're in the water, you really don't have to get out with the exception of a couple of water slides that you have to stand in line for. But for the most part, all of their water slides and all of their water rides are connected by their water like roadway system, which is basically just a bunch of lazy rivers, and it's an absolute blast. It is so much fun, and it is super kid friendly. You can take your own lunch into the park. You don't have to buy all their like expensive zillion-dollar food. However, something I will be buying is a cocktail, because they have a cool like swim up bar in the kid area, because that's responsible parenting. You put your kids in 2 inches of water and you have a cocktail. The kid doesn't drown and you get to relax. I'm totally kidding. Although they do have a swim up bar in the kiddie pool. I'm not lying about that. Whether or not I partake in that, I really don't know. Tomorrow's about my kids. I'm not really worried about that. It would be nice to have a cocktail. I'm sure my mom would let me go have one. But I'm kind of that overprotective parent, so I kind of freak out when my kids are in large bodies of water, and I'm not with them. So, I don't know. It's to be determined. If the kids are eating lunch and I can sneak away for a quick drink with my neighbor, then that's very possible. But I'm not going to go get tanked at the bar while my kids are, drowning somewhere in a pool. It's not really about that. But I am excited to go, and I am excited just to relax with the girls and hang out and swim and just make memories with them, because they are the lights of my life, and I do what I can to make their summers a little bit more fun. And Schlitterbahn is kind of our family tradition. We go every summer, and we are really excited to be going back. But we are not here to talk about Schlitterbahn. We are here for GAQA, in this case Monday, where I answer all of your Ghost Adventures related questions that you guys asked me all up on the Facebook page. And we are going to get started because we have a fun little list, and I have tons to do today before I leave tomorrow. And if I don't get this video to you right now, it's not going to happen. Our first question is, on the Queen Mary episode, they focused a lot on Jackie, the little girl at the pool. Do you really think Jackie is a little girl or something more evil? Okay, first of all, there's no freaking fracking way that Jackie is a little girl. The GAC got way too many EVPs and way too much evidence to prove otherwise, in my opinion. Do I believe that a little girl could have died on the Queen Mary? Absolutely. Do I believe that Jackie specifically is the little girl that died on the Queen Mary? No. Could it be another spirit that died on the Queen Mary? Sure. Could it be a demon? Possible. I don't think for a second, though, it's a little girl. I think it's something more sinister that's posing as a little girl to kind of suck you in and kind of get a hold of you, and kind of make you obsessed with the Queen Mary. You look at Peter James and all of the work that he did on the Queen Mary, but I don't think for 1 second that Jackie is a little girl. I don't know what Jackie is, but I don't like it. Every time I've ever heard anything about Jackie, because the Ghost Adventures was not the first time that anybody's talked about Jackie on the Queen Mary, or the little girl in the first class pool. Queen Mary's been featured on several things, including like Unsolved Mysteries, and that's where I first remember hearing about a lot of it when I was little. And Peter James was still alive at that time, and he would talk about Jackie. And the little girl, or I don't even know if at that point they named her Jackie yet. It was just the little girl in the first class pool. But you could tell in his face that he didn't think it was exactly what it was portraying, but I think that he kind of played into it for the sake of evidence, to get more evidence. I think that it's a very well-known spirit, but I don't think that for 1 second it is a little girl named Jackie. I think that it's possibly something more evil that kind of wants to suck you into their void, and using Jackie is their way of doing that. But no, it is not a little girl. Our next question is, do you think Aaron's sister Amy ever goes on hunts with him? I know they're very close. I don't know. I don't know about like personal stuff. We've never obviously seen her on the GEC. That doesn't mean that we won't. I know that she's pretty busy. She's got, you know, her kids and her own family, but I do know that Aaron and her are very, very close. And you see them together a lot. You see them doing a lot of things together and hanging out all the time, and so that I'm sure that she would be down for going and investigating with him. I just don't think that she's ever the opportunity's ever presented itself to her, but I don't know that it won't. I know that we obviously have seen Ashley with Jay and things like that, so there's always a possibility that that she could pop in somewhere and do something with him GAC related, but that doesn't mean that she has never done anything with them when the cameras aren't rolling. I mean, they do things all the time, so there's a very good chance that she's went on hunts with him, and there's a very good chance, if she hasn't, there's a very good chance that she will. It's to be determined, but they are very close, and they're a very tight-knit family, so I think anything is possible. Our next question is, what's the latest update with the Demon House documentary? I know. Everybody is wigging out. Our admin posted a picture the other day of like the movie cases, and everybody went nutto, thinking that it was like coming out tomorrow. I know that it was originally slated for late fall. Say that 5 times fast. Slated for late fall. Something tells me it's going to be a Halloween thing, which would be very fitting. Or an October thing. There's not like specific dates that I've been able to find. I know that people have thrown dates out there, but until Zach says, hey, it's coming out October 15th or whatever, then I won't believe anything until it comes from, you know, the horse's mouth. I'm really, really excited. I know that you guys are all really, really excited. I know it's going to be something out of this world, something that we have never seen. It's going to be amazing because, of course, Zach did it, so it's going to be awesome. But I think just the truth behind this story and the evidence that backs up this story and the documented claims by legal professionals, by police officers, social workers, hospital staff, is unbelievable. It is one of the most talked about, or will be one of the most talked about, demonic possessions of all time. This house is no joke. It is unbelievably scary. From everything that I've read, everything that I've heard Zach talk about, everything that he talked about in his latest book, I Am Haunted, it was just absolutely, unbelievably insane. And I can't wait to see it. So we're all going to cross our fingers and hope by Halloween that we have all been subjected to the horror that is the Demon House. Something tells me he's not going to let it go much farther than that. But I also know that post-production takes a lot. And when you are busy filming 2 seasons of Ghost Adventures and Aftershocks and trying to, like, you know, sleep and eat and function, it can take a lot to put together a whole movie. And I know that this is essentially like a feature film documentary. So I'm sure that a lot is going into it. And Zach doesn't like half-ass anything. So he's going to take his sweet time because he wants it to be perfect before he gives it to us. And I commend him for that, because when you put all of your heart and soul into something, it really shows your passion. And I know that he wants to give us the best film possible. So let's hope and pray and fingers crossed that it's here by Halloween. Our last question is, do you think that they will ever return to Poveglia Island to deal with the unfinished business that was left on them and the major impact it had on them? I don't think that they will, considering that they want to make Poveglia like some like resort style thing, which I think is a big mistake, by the way. You are messing with something really bad over there, and the last thing you need to be doing is digging up people's bodies and ashes and crap to build like a 5-star luxury resort. I mean, all it's going to become is a haunted hotel. It's going to be like that movie Hotel Transylvania. Yeah, it's going to be like that. Like where people go to this haunted hotel. That's exactly. It's going to be like the Stanley all over again. It's just going to literally be a haunted hotel. It's never going to be what they want. And I think there's going to be a lot of things that stand in their way from even doing it. No one's going to want to go over there because especially everybody in Italy knows the history behind Poveglia. The last thing they're going to want to do is go hang out at some 5-star resort that was home to the bubonic plague. Like, I don't think it's a great selling feature. Hey, you get, you get all-star pool access and, like, continental breakfast. Oh, and by the way, when your kids play in the sand, that's not really sand, that's human ash. It's just the perk of staying here. What? Like, no, I'm sorry. It's just not the island to be made into a resort. And so I really don't think that the guys will ever go back over there. I think that it was just too much on them. It's kind of like Bobby Mackey's. It's kind of like one and done. I think they have unfinished business at Bobby Mackey's too, but they're not ever going to subject themselves to that, especially Zach. I think Zach went through way too much of Poveglia to go back and do it again, and I don't necessarily blame him. I mean, that was serious. That was some seriously messed up cray crap that went on over there. So I personally don't think that they're ever going to go back. I don't think that it's something that they feel is necessary to subject themselves to again, but I do agree that they have a lot of unfinished business over there. It'd be really awesome if they went back, but I don't blame them for 1 second for not going back. But that is all I have for GAQA Monday. I will be back on Wednesday for What Should I Do Wednesday, where I answer all of your general paranormal related questions that you guys ask me all up on the Facebook page. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy, stay cool. It is freaking hot outside. I am off to go run some errands and get everything ready for tomorrow's little vacation. Much love and happiness. Have a great rest of your Monday.